Live on there. All right. Yeah, buddy. Okay, looks like we're live. Live everywhere.
Let's do it.
Cool. All right. What's going on, everybody? It's the ID84 Show, episode 225. As always, Adam the Mallet to the left of me.
There we go. That's
better. Can you hear me? There you go.
No,
we're back to them.
Do I sound any better or the same?
Yeah, you sound a little bit clearer. Like you're coming through the microphone now. So there you go.
Thank you. All right.
Yeah, we are live. Oh, I'm live at Margarita's here, Revere, Massachusetts. We'll be doing I'll be DJing in about 45 minutes. So if you're in the area, come by, stop by.
He's live. I'm previously recorded.
Yeah, I'm talking to Sam, what's his face? Sam, I can't remember his last name ever.
They just call him SBH. Just call him SBH.
Yeah, FTX.
SBH.
FTX and his girlfriend. Maybe we should just stop that, because that seems to be the story of the week.
Oh, it just gets better and better. It just gets worse and worse. And now that it turns out that they've used, I guess the guy that helped dissolve Enron is the guy who's working on their bankruptcy issues right now.
Oh, no.
And hold on a second. I got some issues here.
That's never a good thing when you have like someone who was involved with Enron working on your problem.
No. He was the guy helping dissolve Enron once it was over.
Okay.
And he's taken charge of basically doing the whole taking care of FTX and the liquidation. And even he has said this is the worst thing he's ever fucking seen.
Yeah, I can imagine. I can't imagine it being good.
They use funds to buy houses in the Bahamas for themselves, and like it's bad. It's so fucking horrible.
Like, what happens to him? Like, obviously, I mean, because like if this was real money, right? Obviously, this would be like Bernie Madoff type shit, right? It would be like a Ponzi scheme. But like since it's crypto and it's not regulated, like how can they criminally prosecute?
Okay, here they can, because I think you're not going to see anything for a while because the dust has to settle. Like they have to get their files, like so. It's like all this is. It probably won't be for another month, I'd say, before the hammer finally comes down, so they can process all this stuff and all the stuff that might have happened, and hear from the Enron guy and hand over all the stuff that he's uncovered. But like the thing is, real money is involved in the sense that with FTX's own shares. That's the thing.
Okay.
So that's where it comes down,
So here's another thing too. Like, for example, if it was money, they would have a value for the money, right? But because crypto has no real value, there's only the amount of money you invested in there. So, like, say like it was worth like what, $10 billion at some point, right? With some crazy amount of money.
Yeah.
Is it really $10 million, or is it $10 billion in the crypto exchange? And like, are you only responsible for the money that was actually put in, and not the money that it's supposedly worth?
This is all the stuff that it's going to have to. Yeah, this is all the stuff that they're going to have to really view. But I think we could all agree a crime has been committed.
Right.
If I don't care what world you live in, if I give you money, right, and you're supposed to invest that money and you're using it to spend on your own personal potential gains, or maybe not, that's illegal.
It's money laundering, basically. It's like, it's just a matter of how much the value to the money laundering goes, I guess. But
you also have other companies that gave money to him that he used money for other things for. There are crimes here. Like I said, I think it'll take about a month to really put it all together.
What is interesting too is now we're into the political aspect of it, right? Where he was donating to both political parties, and now you're going to see like, all right, like how deep does this go, and who's like tied up in it but doesn't want to be known, like, you know what I mean? Like it goes deep. There's people that are involved in this, and it's like now it's a matter of who will be exposed.
Yeah, the political standpoint though doesn't really do anything for me, because it's not like they knew. Like they just received a donation. You know what I mean? Like you can't really put as much as you want to blame the Democrats or the Republicans or whatever on things, like there's really no fault in them. They're just receiving a donation from a business that was reportedly legitimate.
So who do you think How many people do you think knew about it legitimately?
I'm gonna say probably about 5. No more than 5. No, you
Okay.
mean like people who knew bad things were happening within the
Right,
company?
right.
Yeah,
Yeah.
probably no more than 5 people were in on this whole thing.
That's crazy. That's a layer of onion right there that just gets peeled and peeled and peeled. Like it's like
Yeah,
it,
it's
yeah.
great. I love
You,
it.
it isn't funny. They're all
You
like
said
third
something to me
generation.
earlier about a potential sex tape.
Yeah. So I heard it in 2 different podcasts. I heard it in the Anthony Cumia podcast, and then I heard a little bit of like being touched on Joe Rogan, and about how like, and I don't know if it was,
Okay.
I don't know if it's that was like they were purposely making a
Look
sex
it up
tape, or
right
they were just
now.
videotaping themselves banging. So what I understand is they're in a poly relationship on this island out in the Bahamas, and they had like a bunch of nerds just lived in this house, but
Yeah.
they're all like in one relationship. So like maybe one night you're playing video games while she's, you know, going banging some other guy, you know what I mean? And then the next night you switch off or whatever like that. So from what I understand, it was like one big giant like brothel of fun, and everyone was just getting passed around. So obviously everyone has phones that record, so something was being recorded. So maybe someone took the video and is using it as like blackmail, or using it as like, some leverage. Shit's gonna
So
go down and be like,
I just looked it up and a Reddit thread came up. As an insider claims to be releasing uncensored sex tape between disgraced Sam Bankman-Fried and Almeida CEO Caroline Ellison soon, right? And the top comment says, "I think we've been punished enough."
yeah, I mean it's definitely not going to be a very sexy tape, if you will. It's going to be very
I mean, we'd all watch it.
oh yeah, it's like it'd be like watching a plane crash. Like you gotta watch it. It's for like the weirdness of it. But she's from around here. She's from like
Yeah,
Massachusetts.
this is
She went to
Boston.
Newton. Yeah, she went to Newton North High School, and her dad teaches economics at MIT or something like that. So it's like it's an interesting story, and the funny that everyone is involved is under 30 years old. It's like they're all a bunch of kids. Like, kind of crazy.
Yeah, he's 30. Yeah, it's yeah. He was saying, hold on, I'm gonna try to find. He said something about the guy who's dissolving it, helping dissolve everything. He said, let me see what he said. He said something. I'm trying to find the comment. Keep going. I'll find it. But it was funny.
So it all gets resolved. He's gonna get extradited probably to the U.S. because they're gonna have to question him, right? They can't let him just be like living in a foreign country. Do you think he kind of gets like maybe goes to like a foreign country and they'll protect him, like maybe Venezuela will hold him, like what's that guy, like
I don't know,
the WikiLeaks guy, like
that. I don't know. I think that was a little different. I think he got out faster. He was already not in America anyway, so I think that's a little different. But
where is the WikiLeaks guy now? He's like what, Venezuela or something like that?
No, he's in jail. The British have him, I believe.
Oh, they do. Oh, okay.
Yeah.
No, for a little while. That's fucking crazy. So you're telling me, and he's never going to be able to pay the money back, right? I mean, this is $10 billion gone.
Yeah. Well, yes, 10. Well, no, it's about $2 billion gone, and they had just under a. They only had like 6,996 in the exchange in general. Like that's nothing in terms of liquidity. Yeah. That's nothing. But what's really annoying me is like the puff piece that the New York Times had that was like, they asked them all these questions. They never asked them anything about fraud. They never asked them anything about, that's what makes me wonder if politicians are just embarrassed by this whole thing. Not that they did anything wrong, but they're just embarrassed. So they don't want, you know what I mean? I mean, let's face it, all politics, Democrats, Republicans, they control the media these days. So I'm wondering if these questions that are not intrusive on him were asked just because political parties control those publications.
It could be too, as also because how people like, especially politicians are mostly older too. So they get into something hip and new. Oh, cryptocurrency, we'll get in early. And they're all trying to make money at the end of the day too. They all get into the stock market early. They all know what's going on. So they figured probably they're gonna get a little bit of advantage getting into this crypto thing. And you used to be like Tom Brady and Giselle and Steph Curry all involved in it. So it looks like it's a legit company, which are probably off. what should have been a red flag is them buying up all these dying crypto companies in the last like 2 years
to pump
like,
their coin and then dump it.
Yeah, like that seems like a little bit of a red flag. Well, why would you buy something that's failing? That's going to eventually be worthless. It almost seems like you're taking money against your whole thing. You know what I mean?
Yeah, that's true.
Oh, it's just a little weird. But what the hell do I? You know?
I'm trying to find this fucking article. Oh yeah, okay, here we go. New FTX chief calls company collapse a complete failure. Last Friday, the season bankruptcy chief said FTX saw at least 372 million of unauthorized transactions just hours into his position.
Oh, that's good.
The new CEO. Imagine walking into that. Imagine like you're the new CEO. You've just been handed this, right? And like, imagine the fucking fallout.
Oh. I mean, what are you gonna do? It's like, it took a little bit more I could chew. You know what I mean?
Yeah, it's. I can't.
He's. I want to say he's in a little bit of Dutch.
Okay, here we go. Bankrupt FTX new CEO outlines fund abuses, unworthy records. The executive hired to steer FTX Group through bankruptcy offered his first findings of improper fund transfers and poor accounting at the collapsed crypto exchange on Thursday. John Ray, who was named FTX chief executive after the company filed for bankruptcy on November, said its court filing that the lapses in oversight, security, and corporate governance he identified were greater than any other process he has managed in 40 years as a bankruptcy specialist, including Enron. Right?
Oh. Yeah. I mean,
never in my career have I seen such a complete failure of corporate controls and such a complete absence of trustworthy financial information as occurred here.
But you know what I think is funny is though, like how he's so like he's either like on the spectrum or he's so like out of touch the whole situation that he thinks like he can like thinks he's fixing it, right? Like he thinks he's literally like when he's like that big long ass tweet you sent me that he put out there and like the steps of how he's gonna fix it. Yeah. And like right now, like how like are you or he's super nervous that he's gonna be going to federal bang me in the ass prison. And he's like trying to like, you know, don't ever when you were a kid and you did something you're gonna fuck your parents gonna kill you and you try to like do damage control ahead of time.
Yeah, exactly.
Soften the blow.
It could be all three.
Come at the end. Right.
It could be all of those.
Yeah. I mean, imagine being 30 years old, you were a billionaire, or you at least you had a company that had a net worth that was like over $1 billion, and you lost a lot of it. And it wasn't just your money; it was a lot of people's money that was invested in it. So people's retirements. I mean, you get the rich people who you kind of feel less bad for because like, yeah, they already have the money. But then you have the people who like you and I who may have invested in some and maybe we lost like a couple $100 or a couple $1,000, right?
I did. I lost a little bit. No, I mean it might come back. But not a lot. No, I lost like a couple, like $200 maybe as of right now. It won't get worse than that. So
the problem is with all this fucking shit going down is that it's gonna force, especially now the politicians are involved in this, it's gonna force a bipartisan regulation on crypto, and that's what it's going to come to.
I'm actually kind of for that.
So. Good thing and a bad thing. I mean, it's good because at least now you have some kind of security when you're investing into these things that like you're not going to be like your money's not going into a fantasy world to maybe not ever resolve anything. The bad part is they're going to be really concentrated on it. So you're going to get taxed on it. You're going to get like
you already are though.
Well, yeah. I mean, there's probably ways you can launder it so you didn't get taxed, right? I mean,
yeah.
Sure, there's ways you can do. I mean, there's always ways, but also regulate. They're probably going to like restrict how much you can buy, restrict what you can, you know, purchase, restrict like I don't know.
But there's a lot of people who are like, no regulations. We shouldn't have regulations on crypto. Yada yada. We can't trust the corporations. I get it, but the thing is, okay, you're not going to trust them, the regulators, but you're going to trust the corporations. Like I said, the corporations will just buy it up too, and they'll dump it whenever they want. And that would be legal too. So you're just trading one poison for another. Really, it's like, do you want to trust the corporations who have more money than you do as a retail buyer, or do you want to trust the government to actually? Really, it's a double-edged sword here. But I think when push comes to shove, it's like you should probably, but at least trust the government. But to put some, I mean, stock market. How long the stock market been going on? Even though the stock market's corrupt, how long has it been going on? It's more stable than the crypto market, isn't it?
Right. You know? Exactly. And all the stock market is this giant gamble anyway, so you never know what you're going to get out of that.
But at least in the stock market, you own a piece of a company.
Exactly. Yeah.
The crypto, you do not. You do not.
You own a piece of a digital
asset that's put on a fucking ledger, and that people hope buy. You know, it's
just once that the regulating is just going to be one step closer of a world currency all being digital.
Well, we're kind of behind on that too. Every other country, I know China has a digital currency. We'll eventually have it. It's going to happen.
I mean, I think it's risky of someone like Lance, what's his face, down in Jacksonville, taking his bonus in crypto. Like, not Trey Lance. Who's the Lawrence? Trevor Lawrence. He took his bonus in crypto or something like that.
I don't think that's a bad idea, actually.
Well, it's probably a good idea when it was up, but he bought it when he got the bonus when it was like 40 grand.
Oh yeah, it was 40K. Yeah.
Now it's worth like, unless he cashed out on it, he just took a fucking, $20,000 a share hit on it. You know what I mean? But
I do think it'll be 100. I think it'll be 100K at the end of 2024.
But you won't see, if it's regulated, you won't see fluctuations like that. I don't.
No, you won't.
Unless something really bad happens, because they'll eventually figure out a way for the entire world to just be on one or two different cryptocurrencies, and then the elimination of paper currency as we know it is gone. I mean, it already kind of is gone. No one's really using cash anymore, so that's kind of like that goes on the wayside.
I'm a dinosaur. I use cash.
You're still like you're an old Italian guy. Still paying. Like my grandfather used to go to the bank on Fridays, cash his paycheck, take like a couple $100 out for spending cash for the week, put the rest in the checking account so they can pay the bills. It's
the only way I save money, and it works. Because I like I said before, like you can laugh all you want, but it works for me. Like it's like I give myself a weekly allowance, right? This is my allowance. No, because if I have a card, it's too fucking easy, and I'll just blow through more and more money. If I give myself an allowance, it's discipline. If I give myself an allowance, and then let's say I blow through that allowance, then that means I have to now go out of my way to go to the bank and get more money. And which makes me think, do I really want to do this? Right? Do I really want to do this? Do I want to go out of my way again to go to the bank to get more money, to pay in the ass? Do I want to do this? So it's like, it puts a layer there of restraint.
Do you have a debit card though?
No. I had one. I do not have a debit card. I have a credit card. I use my credit card.
Right. Yeah.
You can laugh. You can laugh at me all you want. All my friends laugh at me. It's fine.
So it's funny. It's funny because I'm thinking like, I think the same mentality, right? Like if I go to like a casino or go to like a strip club or something like that, and like I have like X amount of cash on me, to me, I'm like, well, if I spend this is all I'm going to spend. But I have a debit card that can access the ATM machine that's in said place. And at the time, you're sitting there drinking, you're like, I could use a few $100 more. You're not thinking about the $20 hit you're taking on the transaction. You know what I mean? But if you don't have a debit card, that'll never happen.
Yeah. Well, then I'll use my credit card. Then I'll just use my credit card.
Right, but you can't. I mean, if you need cash, though, if you're like going to like a lady Godiva room or something like that, you know what I mean? Like,
I live my life daily like you in a strip club or a casino. Like what I have is what I have. If I run out, I can get more.
Yeah,
I just have to go out, or I'll use my credit card. Like I use my credit card.
Yeah.
You know,
that's. I gotta say, it's a fucking discipline right there.
That's fine. Everyone laughs at me, and that's fine. It works. I save a good amount of money that way, so it works for me.
I mean, no, there's nothing wrong with that. It just just takes a shit ton of fucking, because I use my Amex for everything, but I pay it off at the end of the month.
Yeah,
it's like I spent a little bit more than I budgeted for. But like you said, when you have the card in your hand, you can spend anything you want. No one's ever gonna tell you.
But I use my credit card like on weekends. Like if I go out to dinner, I'm using a credit card. I'm not going to be that guy pulling out like everyone's throwing their cards down, and I'm like 24. No, I'm using my credit card. Yeah,
you have the same mentality of our bosses. That's how they operate.
No, that's not how I operate at dinner. I'll put my credit card down.
No, I mean like on a regular basis. So it's like,
yeah.
Hey. It helps you save. I guess.
It helps me save. I'm fine. People laugh at it. I don't care. Yeah. I know everyone in the office is ditched. You guys all talk about how you guys like ditched your wallets to,
I don't know if you see mine's like, look at this. This is meant to hold like 2 cards. I have like 7.
That's pretty sweet. You know.
but like it doesn't close right because there's too many cards in there. You know what I'm saying? It's like, so it's good and bad.
Yeah, but do you get what I've said before though? How like you can't get rid of. It's not a good idea to get rid of cash because of if let's say like God forbid the digital system gets wiped out, a fucking solar flare could wipe out technology. You know what I mean? You need to have paper money.
So
like Vegas,
paper money, or like gold or like minerals. Like what do you think? Like because paper money could be rendered worthless at some point too, right? But gold will always have value, right?
I guess you know what I mean. That's subjective too because it's all the value of it is determined by what people think. Same thing with diamonds. A diamond is only worth what people want to pay for it. You know what I mean? Like
true. Which is funny that you said that too, because like you said, gold's worth money because it's rare and it's valuable. But why? Why is it valuable? Like if an alien came to this planet and they seen gold, to them that could be like cool for them because they have a plentiful amount of gold on their planet, and to them it's like nothing. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
But like. So I guess it's only as valuable as something puts value to it. Like I guess you could say that by like if you have a collection of like comic books, right? To one person, that's a very valuable collection, right? To the average person who has nothing about it, it's just a bunch of old magazines.
Yeah, that's true.
So what is value? That's the question. What
exactly
is the definition of that? No one knows.
No, it is what you want it to be.
Is that kind of scary though?
Very.
We live in a world where there's no value for it. Like nothing. It's all objective.
Yeah.
I guess.
But if everything's digital too, that means you're putting everything in the hands of the government of your currency. That's why that's why paper money should always be at least allowed. Like imagine if like all your funds are fucking digital. That's terrifying. That's just completely terrifying.
Well, the example you just gave us the solar flare. It's fucking scary. I can wipe out banks, CPUs, hard drives.
The last time that happened was in the early 1900s or late 1800s in Canada to wipe out the telegraph system for like a week.
Right. And that was all hardwired.
Yeah.
That was even, you know what I mean? That wasn't going on Wi-Fi and stuff.
Yeah.
But I do get, while we're talking about the future, looks like we're going back to the moon, huh? Or going back to the moon.
Dude, I know. Now you're starting to. We've been to the moon. I used to believe we didn't go to the moon, and
I honestly, I'm about 50-50 on it right now.
I'm like 60-40. We did.
Okay.
Because the thing is, and we've talked about this before. Remember, we didn't go just once. You got to keep that in mind. We went like 5 times, first of all,
which makes me believe that we didn't go more than not because they already had the soundstage already built.
But it allows more. It allows more possibility for it to get out that you didn't actually go if you went more times.
True. Right.
And there has been equipment that was deployed on the moon that is still used today. And like reflectors that are still bounced back from independent places. There's moon rocks that have been auctioned off. And I will say, if we didn't land on the moon, the amount of money people have paid for these fucking moon rocks, I mean, it's like it's ridiculous. Yeah.
So like you could, one night I went into a deep dive where I was like, all right, so let's play devil's advocate here. Say we didn't go to the moon, and let me try to figure out all the reasons why we didn't and how they can make it legitimate. Right. So. You always had the first thing like Stanley Kubrick built the soundstage, right? He filmed everything. That was all his idea, and it was all about trying to beat the Russians, right? So we had to get there before them. Okay, interesting. Okay, so they go into the desert, they build a soundstage, they do this stuff. Now you say, like we said, we went back like 5 times, right? But that was that one time on the Apollo 13 mission that we were supposed to go, but it went down and they couldn't. But did that really happen? So I went even deeper. I go, did Apollo 13 really happen? I go,
boy.
Like, how do we know these guys even went into space? Like, how do we know they weren't just sitting in a hotel room in Cape Canaveral, Florida, and then all of a sudden they reappeared?
I will counterpoint this by saying, let's put it this way. You know who Neil deGrasse Tyson is?
Right, yeah.
Right. You know who Michio is?
Yeah.
Obviously, you know who Stephen Hawking was. You know who these people are.
Yeah.
Do you think you're smarter than them? I'm not. Right?
No, but
right? They think we went to the moon. So if they're convinced we went to the moon, I'm good with that. And Neil deGrasse Tyson, this is a video. He was talking about the amount of money it would have taken to fake the moon landing. It would have been cheaper to just go to the fucking moon. Because the blueprints, the amount of people you employed, all of this, not to mention, you got to pay off the Chinese. There's been independent people, like the Chinese, they're on the moon right now with a rover. They have photographs of our previous sites. Why would they fucking try to like cover up for us?
So that's the thing too. So I always thought like, so if we made it to the moon, how come Russia didn't get to the moon, right? But I think what's going on right now with that war with Ukraine, we're finding out that Russia is not exactly the superpower that the pedestal we all put them on, right?
No.
So my entire life growing up was always like, wow, if we could do it, why couldn't Russia do it? Russia was always like par to par, even though the technology was always a little behind us, right? Like, but Russia do it. Well, now I'm thinking after seeing this war that, all right, maybe Russia's not that advanced as we gave them credit to.
Then they're not. No, even before there's argument. Well, first of all, a lot of the people who say we didn't go to the moon, their biggest argument is the Van Allen radiation belt, which, by the way, you can survive going through it. Like, and believe it or not, like, and I'm like, this pisses me off when people say, well, okay, believe it or not, aluminum foil can deflect radiation. But
true,
no, it really can. It sounds fucking stupid, but it can. They're like, okay, and this is what I love. People are like, all right, well, why don't they fucking wrap themselves in aluminum foil to clean up Chernobyl?
They do.
No, it's different kind of fucking radiation, asshole. There's solar radiation and there's radiation from fucking nuclear waste. It's two totally different things. Like,
and it's also and space is also a vacuum, so the waves of how radiation travels and stuff is not as destructive as is in an atmosphere in a protected area. Not to mention that Chernobyl was modified uranium that we used to produce, so it's not right. So it's like you basically had little mini bombs you were dropping in. So yeah, that argument I agree with 100%. The space thing, I don't know enough about the radiation levels in space and protection stuff like this, but I do know that we do go to space all the time. We are in space stations. Yeah. We've been doing this for 50, 60 years, right?
Well, even in our orbit, we're still technically in the comfort of Earth. The NASA has said when we went to the moon, they're like, yeah, we could have died. Like, it wasn't safe. Like, the radiation through space is very real. Like, we could have fucking died. They've been very open about that.
So that's an interesting concept, thinking of that, because knowing that, all right, now we just sent that rocket up. Now that's going to go and orbit the moon, and then it's going to come back and record some data and see if it can be successful. Then the next one that goes up and next year is actually going to land something on the moon, and then it's going to launch off the moon, come back, with no humans on it. And then in 2024, they're going to actually put a couple and see if they can redo what they did in the 60s and land and shoot back up and come back down. So I think they can do it. I mean, you have a space station floating around the fucking atmosphere, right? I mean, I'm pretty confident that the technology can be done. It's just a matter of I'm skeptical. I have a little bit of skepticism when it comes to the United States government, because
I understand.
I'm not. If someone tells me, the sky is blue, and if someone, what's how Reagan said, the 9 scariest words. I'm from the government. I'm here to help. You know what I mean? So it's just like, now if a scientist is telling me about it, like, because this goes on with everything. You can always have different opinions. Everything's objective to a sense, right? And then science pretty much gives you a deadline of like, all right, you can't really be objectified into science. This is proven fact. I hope we can get to the moon. I like the concept of going to the moon. I think that we should get up there, especially if China's wandering around up there already. Who knows? They might have someone up on there that we don't even know about.
Well, see, this is where I get weird. And I tell you that I believe that we've already been back to the moon covertly. Like, there have been people who have worked for NASA who have claimed to have scrubbed photos to airbrush photos of structures on the moon out. Like, they're
really?
Yeah, they're I don't know.
Do you think there is like, if you go like to the deep web, right? Let's go into like the dark zone. Do you think we Russia, or maybe not Russia, but say China at least, right, have already set up colonies of like, not colonies like in the sense of like Christopher Columbus type days, but like in the sense of like little outposts already, like, and maybe just weapons on there? Like, I mean,
I don't know about weapons. I wouldn't go that far, but let two things. One, okay, so you know who Werner von Braun is, right? He's the guy who is basically the father of NASA, who came over in the Nazi Germany program. He's like he was like the head guy, and this is true. It's 100% fact. Look it up. When the lunar lander blasted off and they dropped it, they had to drop everything down to the ground. It rang like a bell, right? So, what happens when something rings like a bell? It means it's hollow. The moon is hollow, by the way. It is 100% hollow. Or it's extremely cavernous, at least. There's something going on under the moon. The moon is a very fucking weird place. I don't think the moon is fucking natural at all. It's not. I don't believe the moon is fucking natural. I'm sorry. That is one thing I will go on record saying. There's something weird about it. I don't know what. I can't explain it.
Allegedly, the moon is from one of the big asteroids that hit the planet, the dinosaur killer. All the dust that went into the atmosphere.
Disproved.
Combined into. Right.
And that is been disproven. Yeah. Yeah. Nobody fucking, there is no 100%, there is no consensus on how the moon was created.
So why all these other planets have moons?
No, every other planet. Okay, first of all, there are things that are unique about our moon. We are the only moon that doesn't rotate, right? It doesn't rotate. Like it's always, we only see one side of the moon all the time. We're the only moon in the solar system.
Yeah, because it spins around this way, right? Okay, yeah.
We're the only moon too, like I said, and this is bizarre, but people don't seem to wrap their heads around it, that eclipses the sun perfectly on an eclipse. Like when there's an eclipse, it blocks out the sun 100% perfectly.
Oh yeah, what the fuck's the odds of that?
Well, what are the odds of that? Think about that. You're a million. How far are you away from the sun, by the way? Right. Think of it as lining up perfectly with the sun, with how far it is from the sun, and distance from there to the earth is mathematically impossible, Arty. Like, I'm serious. Like, it is mathematically impossible. Like,
yeah, I never even thought of that. Like, yeah, it's perfectly the size of the sun's distance to the radius of the distance it is.
And then they're from the earth to the sun. And think of how big space is. How? Right. That's weird.
All right, so I'll get on this. I'll get on with you on this one.
It's weird.
I think it has something to do. Do you have something to do with the pyramids, maybe?
Okay, let's not go that far. But I will say this.
No, but like life forms, or
maybe. But let's put it this way: if you were an alien civilization and you wanted to spy on us, wouldn't the moon be a perfect outpost?
Oh, yeah, absolutely. Do you think it's like a giant Death Star? Like it's like a spaceship that's like traveling across what?
I wouldn't go that far. I don't know what the fuck it is. I have no idea. But what I just said about how its distance and the size and how it doesn't rotate and all it is and it's hollow. I don't know. It's something weird going on there. I don't know what it is. I don't have all the answers, but it's something weird.
But it's funny though, because when they come up with ideas for movies, a lot of it has to be based on like scientific shit. So maybe when George of Star Wars, he knew about the history of the moon being like a giant space station. That's how he came up with the idea for them.
Well, when telescopes were invented, they reported seeing lights on the moon. And even today, you can look it up. Like they see flashes of lights coming from the moon. And there's also a thing, Google, if you're bored, Google moon pigeons, moonbirds. There's like these weird sightings of things just skirt across it. I don't know what the fuck's going on. Like, the moon's a very weird place. I don't know. I'm not saying aliens. I'm just saying something we don't understand, because that's all science is, you know.
It's funny because when you think about it, it's like, okay, yes, say there was an ancient life form that was on the planet before us, and like stuff like in consideration, like the pyramids and stuff, like any sightings you see, and then maybe they were so smart they constructed some kind of hidden space station that was the sky system. Like you said, if it's hollow inside, what's inside the moon? What's keeping it from collapsing on itself? Because the Earth's a vacuum. I mean, space is a vacuum.
Yeah.
And it constantly wants to crush whatever's there.
Yeah.
So, what's keeping it structurally aligned? Oh,
I mean, it's not as crazy when you think about just the age of our galaxy in general. Like it's over like 6 billion years old, and humans haven't been around that long. You know.
Well, exactly. I was gonna say just because humans alone have only been like a speck on the radar, like a blop. Like it's like not even like. Compared to with how long the universe has been around.
I was watching this movie called, maybe you've heard of it. It's called Nope. Have you heard of it? It's kind of a horror movie. It's called Nope. That's just called the name of the movie. No,
like
Nope.
Harvey Milk?
Like, oh, no. Yeah, like I'm not going to do that. Nope. Like, nope.
Oh, getcha. Okay, yeah.
And it's
I see Milk.
and it kind of blew my mind in thinking of, you know how we've seen like lately the military releasing videos of UAPs, like things flying in the air that they don't understand. There's these videos, right? What if, and this movie kind of, sorry, spoiler alert for people who haven't seen the movie, but like what if those are actual living organisms. Like you have things that live under the ocean. What if there's things that are living in space and moving through space and that can move through air that are actually alive?
Could be.
That would be fucking terrifying, right?
Right. Yeah, the ocean thing actually brings up an interesting question, because the deepest parts of the oceans, no one's ever been down there. No one can go down there, right?
There's bases.
So what do you think? Maybe there's something down there. Like
there's alien bases. Yep, there are. There's one off the coast of Florida, and there's another one in Bermuda.
There you go.
There's another one. No, there's one on Florida. California has one too. Yep.
Do you think that has something to do with the Bermuda Triangle and why stuff gets lost sometimes?
No, the Bermuda Triangle has nothing to do with any of that. The Bermuda Triangle is actually a geographical thing in terms of deposits of limestone. If you look, limestone is actually a weird conductor of electricity. I think it's limestone. I'm pretty sure it's limestone. And a condensed area can create geomagnetic effects that fuck things up. And given the right circumstances, it throws everything off. There's nothing extraterrestrial about the Bermuda Triangle.
So, that makes sense, because when you're thinking about the old days when you were flying, using prehistoric types of ways to measure, like you're just using a compass, right? This equipment. So it's been lost in the Bermuda Triangle in the last few years.
Yeah.
It is limestone, because that's what I think it's all limestone.
Yeah, if it's not limestone, I saw a thing like it is an element. There's a certain element that's just abundant under that area that just fucks with everything.
There you go.
Yeah, I think that's been proven pretty much.
The alien base thing could
be perfect, right? It'd be perfect. Oh, I'm losing you. I'm losing your audio.
You can get me now?
There you are. Yeah.
So, base, have you seen Tom?
You're clicking. Your audio is now clicking. It's like in and out.
Can you hear me now?
I hear you. Your voice is skipping a little bit. It's like.
Have you seen the new movie that's season?
Which movie?
It's called 80 for Brady. It's about. I love Tom Brady.
Oh no, I haven't seen the trailer yet. I heard about it though. Oh no, where are you? Oh, you're sharing the screen. Ah, that's what you're doing. Ah, I can't hear you now though. I can't hear anything. I hear absolutely nothing. Look at you. I hear nothing. I can't even hear you. Maybe this is bogging down your connection because you're I can't hear you at all. Can't hear you at all. Nothing. Can you hear me? Can't hear you. Nothing. Lost you. Nope. I can read your lips pretty good, but I'm. What's happening? I'll just stare at you. Oh no. We've lost audio. It's the government. All this talk about UFOs. Oh, now I hear a bunch of music in the background. Look at that. Listen to that. It's bumping.
Stand by.
There you are.
2222.
I'm saying that the government was fucking up our broadcast because we'll talk about aliens.
I have no idea why. Hello, test 1 2.
Hey, I hear you. Can you hear me? Can you hear me? Margaritas is just fucking it up.
No, nothing.
No, there you are. Yeah.
Oh, there you are. For some reason, my Bluetooth speaker just kicked out on me. I don't know why. But,
motherfucker.
Yeah. So it's basically a movie about these four. To give you a premise of it, it's four older ladies who are like in their 80s who are obsessed with Tom Brady, and it goes back to them trying to meet him by going to the Super Bowl in 2017. So they go down to Houston. They try to get tickets, and it's their adventure of going to find Tom Brady and try to meet him. And Tom's in it, Gronk's in it, and Edelman's in it.
So what year does it take place?
2017.
So he's a Patriot in this movie.
He's a Patriot. Yeah, it's the Super Bowl that they beat Atlanta in, I believe.
Interesting.
Yeah. So it's I was watching. Sally Fields is in it.
Yeah.
It comes out in February. I just seen the preview for it today. I think they just dropped the preview, like the trailer, like this week.
Yeah.
It does. I'm not actually sure who wrote the movie. I don't know if it's like a Foley Brothers, because it seems like a Foley Brothers type of movie, right?
I bet Tom wrote it with crayon.
Let's see. It's called 84 Brady. Yeah, I have a feeling it's so it's directed by Kyle Marvin. I'm not familiar. It's a Paramount Pictures movie.
Oh God.
And it's due out in February. Let's see, so it's starring Lily Tomlin, Jane Fonda, Rita Moreno, Sally Field, obviously Tom Brady.
Written by Emily Halpern, Sarah Hass. I have no idea, and Kyle Marvin. I have no idea who these fucking people are.
I hope Tom didn't use money from FTX to produce this movie.
Dude, oh God. Whenever celebrities get involved in movies, the only exception is Space Jam. That's the only one that was like good. I trying to think of another sports movie like that involves an athlete, not like a sports movie in general, but one that involves an athlete that was really good.
Yeah.
Other than Space Jam.
Space Jam, yeah, because all the best movies about athletes were actors playing athletes.
Yeah.
Yeah. I mean, and I think that Tom only makes that. I don't think that he's like a major part of the movie. I think the whole movie's about getting to see him. So I'm sure they probably show a lot of like clips of like him playing in the season, and I'm sure there's some encounters that he has a conversation with. But in a whole, it doesn't look like it's going to be. Put it this way, I don't see this movie anyone watching it unless you lived in the New England area.
Well, you said it's a Paramount movie, so that means it's going to Paramount Plus. They have their own app. So
could, but I think it's going to the movies, like the theaters.
I'm trying to look up movies with athletes, and it's slim pickings here, man. I can't find anything.
I can't picture a movie with Sally Fields going directly to, like,
someplace other than Lifetime.
Yeah, right. So, like, all right, I'm gonna do some. So it's Emily. So this girl Emily who wrote the movie. Let's see. She's from Massachusetts, obviously, and she probably just loved Tom Brady, and probably figured, hey, you know what? And she has a little bit of credit. She's written on some like TV series and stuff like that. So she's a TV writer, and she probably just figured, what the hell? And Tom's always looking to make some money, so he's probably like, yeah, sure, I'll get involved in this shit. Why not?
Hold on. Breaking. What is polyamory? Is this a sexual thing?
Yeah, so that's the thing I was telling you about. That's when you have multiple husbands and wives and you all live together.
Okay. Yeah, this Caroline chick, Sam's ex-girlfriend, made foray into Chinese harem polyamory. Yeah, what is Chinese harem? What the fuck is going on?
So allegedly they just hang out at their place in Bahamas and they just take turns banging each other. Like, that's all. I mean,
no, but what's Chinese harem polyamory?
I don't know what that is. I don't know. Maybe they dress up in like silk suits and walk around, something like that. I don't know.
This is getting weird.
Yeah, they're definitely weirdos. But hey, don't knock it till you tried it, I guess, right? But still, at the same time, it's just like a little weird.
I guess not.
A little bit of weirdos, but what are you gonna do, you know? But
I'm on the football field.
Oh, there she is. How do you do that? Wait, how do you do that?
Hey, what's up, Arty? How you doing? What smooches?
We get an exclusive interview here. What's your name, Emily?
You can call. I can't say right now because someone might be watching.
What the hell is her name? It's Oh, I just had it up. What the fuck is it? It's FTX girlfriend. We call you FTX girlfriend girl. It's Caroline. Hello, Caroline.
Hi, I'm from Boston.
Have you ever seen Adam and I out in the boat at the bars?
No.
Have you ever had sex with our friend Eric?
Oh, this is last name Powers? Yeah, I got jiggy with him. I got jiggy. Yeah.
Did you meet him at Tia's?
Is that by the waterfront?
That is by the waterfront, yeah.
Then no.
Oh, okay. Are you familiar with a guy named Ryan Glover?
No, but I think you're really cute. Are you into polyamory? Maybe we can dress up as Harry Potter and like get it on.
I heard you're a billionaire. Is this true?
Yeah, I got lots of money. You should come over to my bungalow in the Bahamas. I have this place that we just bought with a bunch of money that I earned legally.
Oh,
It's
cool. Did you have a boyfriend?
I gotta go though.
Okay.
I'm hearing some noises and some sirens coming. So I'll talk to you later. Toodles, I think you're very hot and cute.
How'd you do that? Was that your phone?
Yeah, that's my phone.
That actually looked pretty realistic.
I know, right? The background held up pretty good.
I'm surprised she never had sex with Eric. But you never know. She could have. For all we know. She's a little young for him, though.
Yeah, well, we'll see him this weekend. I can't wait to see
I cannot. Oh, yeah. We got Friendsgiving this weekend. And then next Wednesday, you and I are going to be doing we're going to shoot a little commercial for some pizza here. And then we'll go from there. So it should be fun.
I gotta be like, this is really good. Oh my God. It's just like so underrated quesadilla. It's just so good. I gotta talk like I'm on Phantom Gourmet.
Yeah, I gotta figure out how I think I'm gonna kind of do like a reality type filming type thing, kind of like a Tim Tracker type video.
Oh God! All right,
but
should be
we'll see how that goes.
Yeah.
So all right, anything you plug in? Anything you want to as we wrap up the show for the night?
No, I'm good right now, my friend.
As always, give you the Wicked Explorers and where'sarty.com. Also, if you're in the area, Caroline might be coming by tonight here at Margarita's Revere. I'll be here till 12:30 tonight, DJing. So come by, stop by, have a good time. Maybe Adam.
Tell you what, I'll make a deal with you. I need some motivation, and you need some motivation. I will put out a video. I will put out another video on my channel if you get up and do some stand-up.
Ooh. See, it's not me wanting to do stand-up. It's me finding an excuse to get out of the house that my wife allows me to do stand-up.
That's what I mean? We all need motivation. So
I would love to. I would go out every night, but I have a bunch of jokes written too. I have some good stuff, but
I want to hear it. I want to push you because you can't be like Powers with the softball thing. Call himself a comedian now. That's expired. You can't do that anymore. Until you get up on stage and you can call yourself a comedian, then I can call myself a YouTuber for posting a video again. That's what we're doing here.
You just one show a year and he's like on the comedy softball team.
Yeah.
All right, sounds good to me. All right, for all you guys watching, thanks for watching. Subscribe and leave a comment below if we were incorrect about anything, because we probably were. And let us know if you think we made it to the moon or not. I would like to hear I want to see comments of people knowing if we went to the moon or not. So.
Or if you believe in flat Earth.
And I can't wait for about 4 months from now when we get to review 80 for Brady.
That'd be so horrible. All right.
All right, well, we'll see you guys later.